Welcome to Larry the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, well, I don't know what to title this video. It's basically a video I'm trying to decide whether I should buy an upcoming new release. So it's sort of the dilemma that I go through with new releases. This is something that I go through with a lot of releases. In this case, especially this one, and I'm going to be talking about the upcoming reissue of Dio's Holy Diver album. Now, before we start, I'm going to be making references to the differences between a remix and a remaster. You'll hear me talking about remix and remaster. I did a video on that. It will be linked in the description. Check it out if you're unsure of what those differences are. And I'm also going to be mentioning the Loudness Wars. If you don't know what the Loudness Wars is, I made a video on that, linked in the description. Okay, so there's an upcoming release of Dio's Holy Diver album that's coming out. It's going to have a remaster of the album. It's going to have a remix by a guy named Joe Barresi, I believe is his name. He's worked with Tool and Queens of the Stone Age. It will have a full live show from this era of the band, and it will have a CD's worth of outtakes. Okay, so the dilemma comes in for me in they are releasing a vinyl and a CD box set. The vinyl only has the remixed version of the record, plus the Evil Eyes B-side. For those who don't know, Evil Eyes appeared on The Last in Line, but there was an early version of it recorded between Holy Diver and The Last in Line as a B-side for, I believe, the song Holy Diver. So the vinyl, as of now on Amazon, is going for, let me double check this, it is going for $35.99. So $36 after taxes. I'm going to be paying $38, $39 for this. I have Amazon Prime, thank goodness I get free shipping. But I'm going to be paying almost $40 for the vinyl. It's a double record. It doesn't need to be spread across 2 albums. The original album was 42 minutes long. They could have put this on one record. They've put this Evil Eyes B-side on there, but if that's the only reason why this is getting bumped into a double vinyl, to me, that's taking advantage of people. They could have put that out as a 7-inch if they wanted, replicated the original 7-inch, I don't know, the way it originally appeared. It doesn't need to be spread across two records. So all you're getting is the remaster. You're getting Evil Eyes, the B-side. And side 4 of the side B of the second record is going to have an etching on it. For those who know, that means there's no music on that side. It's just like a carved-in etching. I believe it's going to be of Murray or the Holy Diver covers. I'm sure it's going to look cool. But at almost $40, it's just unnecessary. I believe it's unnecessary for them to put this across two records. Make it a double vinyl. The other problem is I've already heard now on streaming they've already released 2 songs from the remix. And although I've complained in the past about Holy Diver being a little bit too, the original being a little bit too bright and the guitar maybe being a little bit too brittle at times, this seems to overcorrect it. Joe Barresi, I guess, worked with Tool and Queens of the Stone Age, and it kind of has a little bit of that sound, like sort of a 90s. It's kind of, if you don't like it, you'd call it dull sounding. If you like it, you would call it dark. But it's not blowing me away from the 2 things that I heard. So that's not making me want to jump out and get this on vinyl. This is one of my favorite records. I'm a vinyl collector. I do want to get it, but at almost $40, I'm hesitating at this. The other problem is, I've heard me rant about quality control with vinyl. I don't want to spend almost $40 to get a record that's noisy, that might be warped, that the cover is blurry, that there's just some sort of quality control issue. So that makes me nervous. It also makes me angry that they didn't take maybe some of the songs. They could have taken this second record and put some of the stuff from the live show and some of the outtakes on there. It would have made it more worth it. I'm basically paying $40 for what should be a single record, the Holy Diver album. All right, now when it comes to the CD box set, now the CD box set goes for $51.99, and it is 4 discs. You've got the remaster, the remix, disc 3 is the live show, and disc 4 is the outtakes. Now here's the problem with the CD. Now first, I have Apple streaming, Apple lossless streaming. They're only releasing, it looks like they're only releasing the remixed album on the streaming platforms. Otherwise, I'd probably hold out and just wait to hear this live show and these outtakes. I already have this live show on a bootleg CD. It's if I remember correctly, an FM radio broadcast. I believe it's pretty good quality, but it's supposed to be remixed and all that stuff, so hopefully it sounds better on here. But I'm sitting back going, I don't need another version of Holy Diver. I've already got it on vinyl. I've already got 2 or 3 versions of it on CD. It was a double disc version that came out, I believe, on Sanctuary. I'm going to say it was 10, 12 years ago, that I think is awesome. It's a really great remaster. So I don't need another remaster of the record. That's disc 1. Don't need that. The remix, I already talked about that. It's not blowing me away. It's not getting me super excited. I'd be happy to just listen to the remix on streaming. The 3rd disc of the live show, I already have that. I hope that this is a cleaned up, maybe sonically better version of it. That might make it worth it. The outtakes, all right? I'm somebody that does like this kind of thing, outtakes, but we get Evil Eyes again, Wynn Davis remix. I don't know what that means. Is this the B-side version of it? I already have the B-side version. It was on the deluxe Sanctuary version that came out not so long ago. Don't Talk to Strangers outtake, 2 invisible outtakes, Rainbow in the Dark with an alternate guitar solo. That sounds really cool. Straight Through the Heart, 2 outtakes from that. Then there's a Rainbow in the Dark 7-inch mono. Don't care about that. Evil Eyes again, 2022 remaster. What does that mean? Is this still this B-side? So we have 3 versions of the Evil Eyes B-side. Not necessary. And then the Rainbow in the Dark 7-inch edit. So really there's only 7 outtakes that I'm interested in. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, $51, $52, $55 when it's probably all said and done for this CD box set for basically 2 discs. I get why they're not putting this all up on streaming. Black Sabbath, as they're putting out their box sets, they only put out the remastered versions on streaming because it forces hardcores like me to go and buy a physical product if we want these other things. But honestly, I'm sitting here and I don't know if it's worth it to spend. Ideally, if I had money to burn, I would get both. If I wanted the vinyl, if I want everything, if I want the outtakes to shows and I want the vinyl, I've got to spend almost $90 plus, $90 to $95 to get all that stuff. And to me, it's just crazy, and it sort of makes me angry, you know, and it gets me sitting here not knowing what to do. There's also the Loudness Wars. You hear me talk about this on the channel all the time. From the remixed versions I've heard on Apple lossless, it sounds like it's not going to be a Loudness Wars casualty, but I'm still not 100% sure. This is why when it comes to things like this, I tend to sit back and wait till they come out. I wait to read some reviews on some audiophile forums to make sure that there's no quality control issues, to make sure that the Loudness Wars isn't ruining the recording. I'll give you an example. Scorpions, Rock Believer. I really like that record. Did a review of it on here. But I've read bad things about the vinyl. It's a Loudness Wars casualty, and supposedly the vinyl doesn't sound particularly good. The Apple Music version of it is mastered for Apple, so it sounds, I think it is, it sounds better on Apple than, from what I hear, the vinyl doesn't sound that great. And so I've balked on buying it. It's a double vinyl, again, expensive. I think it's like $35, so I didn't get that. And I'm going through the same thing here with this Dio Holy Diver box set and this stuff being spread across. You know, if I want everything, it's like going to be super expensive. I'll probably land up waiting to make sure that maybe these outtakes will show up on YouTube and I can check them out and make sure they're worth it. If I like the outtakes and I think the show sounds decent, that live show sounds better than what I have, I'll probably just go and get the CD version, because and listen to the remixed version through Apple Music, because as much as I want it on vinyl, I'll either wait for the price to come down on vinyl, maybe I'll find it on sale somewhere, I don't know. But this is the dilemma that I go through with a lot of new releases because of the expense of these things. If this vinyl was a single vinyl and it was 20 bucks, 22 bucks, I wouldn't be hesitating on it. But at almost $45, it's like I have to sit back and say, is this going to be worth it? The same thing if these discs were being sold individually. If there was just let's say an outtakes, they put all the outtakes in the live show on one disc, I would buy that, and it was like $15 or something. I would buy it. I'd buy the vinyl and I'd buy the disc. But as it stands, I have to sit back and I have to seriously think about, is this worth buying? So let me know if do you guys go through this same type of thing, this same dilemma when it comes to buying new stuff? Because let's face it, man, the prices on stuff just keeps going up and up, especially with vinyl, and you see these box sets and everything that come out with everything. How does this affect you guys out there? How do you justify buying things? Do you go through this dilemma too in your head when you're trying to buy things? You just say, just forget about it. If it's something that you really want, you just go out and buy it. Let me know, you guys, what you think. Let me know if you're going to get this and what you're going to get. Just let me know your thoughts when it comes to purchasing new releases, new reissues, and stuff like that. How do you go about deciding how much you're going to spend, or if you're going to spend anything on it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Until we see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.